Hi everyone, this is a Chop 5 ingredient collaboration and it's hosted by Amanda at DittDott and Cynthia at Our Big's Adventure. I will have their channels linked below in the description box as well as all the other channels in the collab, and I will have those channels listed here.
Hey everyone, it's Ann from What's Up Family Home, and today I have an exciting video for you. This is another collab and we are doing a chop challenge. I'm so excited. I've never done one of these before, and we are only allowed to use chicken, potatoes, a green vegetable, and 2 items from our pantry or from our refrigerator, and the salt, pepper, and butter are free. So I'm trying to come up with something. I've got a few ideas in my head, so let me turn you around and I'll show you what I'm going to use. Okay, so here are my potatoes. I'm using green onions as the green vegetable. There's my salt and pepper and my butter, and they're free. I have a baking pan here. I have my chicken and the pantry items I'm going to use. I made up some ranch the other day. I'm going to go ahead and use that, and some shredded cheese. And I figured that the ranch would have a lot of flavor. It's already got a lot of seasoning in there. The dish will have lots of flavor even though I don't have any ingredients in it. So I hope this will work out. I'm going to go ahead and I think I am going to make a casserole. I'm going to chop up the chicken thighs. I've got boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So I'm going to cut this chicken into cubes and cut up my potatoes, and I'll mix those all together with the ranch. I'm preheating the oven to 375, so I can't use any oil. So I've got my butter that's free, and I'm going to put that in the oven and let that get melting. Okay, I'm going to chop up the chicken thighs, the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I'm going to go ahead and cut them up a little bit small. I do want them to cook a lot faster. We don't have a time limit, I don't think, so that's the only problem with chicken thighs. Are they're a little bit harder to cut, and I'm at my daughter's house, so I'm using her ingredients in her house and her refrigerator, so I don't have the things in my house that I would normally use. So that makes it even more of a challenge. I know that I'm gonna have to buy her a knife sharpener, even though I gave her these knives. They need a good sharpening. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and salt my chicken really well, and I'll mix that up. I've got some pepper. Sadly, that's the only thing I can use. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my pan. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of the ranch. Stir that around, let the ranch get mixed up and all that butter. I think this is gonna be really, really good. All right. I'm gonna throw this in the oven for about 20 minutes and I'll get to cutting the potatoes. Okay, I'm gonna chop my potatoes. And does anybody else chop their potatoes like this? I know a lot of people use a cutting board now, but I just always cut them the way my mom did, you know, in her hand. And I don't remember her ever getting cut, and I don't remember myself ever getting cut that I know of. So I always just cut them like this. I'm chopping 5. I'm just gonna let my daughter and her family eat this for dinner. So there's 4 of them. Well, there's 2 toddlers and 2 adults. So I went ahead and just did 5. That way, if her husband will eat enough, you know, 2 potatoes, that'll be enough for him. So Okay, the potatoes are chopped. And like the chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple tablespoons of the ranch. And we'll just stir this around and let it sit and get all those good flavors. And I'll go ahead and put more salt and pepper in here. And mix that up. And it's really smelling really good in here. So I'm gonna let this sit until the chicken comes out of the oven in about 5 more minutes, and then we'll mix it together. I wish you had smell-o-vision. This smells so good. Now the chicken is about halfway done. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get as much ranch in there as I can, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix this in. And it gave off a good amount of liquid. That way I'll have just enough liquid to get these potatoes cooked. Okay, I'm gonna put some foil on the top and let it bake for probably another 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, I took the foil off and cooked it for a little bit longer. I have it on like 415 degrees. So now the chicken is browned a little bit and the potatoes are cooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the cheese on. Now that's my second pantry ingredient, or the first one. And as soon as it comes out of the oven after the cheese melts, I'll put the green onion on.
This looks and smells amazing. The cheese is nice and melted. It's nice and bubbly. So I'm going to go ahead and put my green onions on the top for my last pantry ingredient, or my green ingredient. I can't wait to dig in. And I'm going to go ahead and let it cool off a little bit, and then I'm going to serve it to the judges and see what they say and see if I'm chopped or not. Well, I think this one is not impressed. But I gave him a bite and he was like, mmm. So how is it? Is it good?
Yeah.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Say 1 to 10. Would you give it a 10?
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Well, I had some tough judges right there, but I think they enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed it too. I just wish it had a little bit of bacon in there. It did have a lot of flavor, and I wouldn't use as much butter. It kind of it had too much butter in it because, you know, the ranch had a lot of mayonnaise in it. So, but other than that, it was perfect, and I had a blast doing it, and I hope we do more like this because it was fun and it was challenging. So I want to thank Amanda at DittDott and Cynthia from Our Big's Adventure for letting me join in, and I can't wait to do the next one. So I'll see you guys again in the next video.